Hi, and welcome back to this video series. We're setting up a lab for Centrify HyperScalable Privileged Access Service. In the first video, we did a checklist. In the second video, we installed our management server. In the third video, we created a new installation. And an installation is a set of configurations, hosts, and nodes that make up a hyperscalable PaaS. And now we're going to create a new deployment. A deployment is basically a version of that installation. Many of the goals, aside from getting beyond the Windows clustering architecture we had before, was to make sure that this architecture worked really well in DevOps environments. Notice that I'm being very verbose here in the steps just to make sure that you can understand how things are done. Everything here can be fully automated. So we begin where we left off the last time. There's a new installation here, and we're going to create a new deployment. So let's go ahead and clear the screen here, and we're going to use the Centrify PaaS new deployment. Actually, as a matter of fact, there is a get deployments, and this should come back with nothing because there's no active deployments. So we're gonna create a new deployment, and what we need to specify, the first parameter is the host name, and the host name is basically the FQDN of the installation. In this case, is lab Centrify demo.net. The next is, what is the ID that we're going to give it? In my particular set, I'm doing the version 20.3. I like the naming convention of just basically doing this, 20.3, because that way I know the version that is running. So for example, if I was going to patch this 20.3, I would need to create a new installation 20.3 and then the down level version. This makes my life super easy. Another thing that I want to do, I want to set it to verbose. So super simple. Just go ahead and run this. I'm going to pause, and then when it's done, we're gonna talk again. All right. So our installation has been created, and it's under the deployment folder. If we want to inspect to see what's been created, let's go ahead and take a look. So we go under Centrify, installations, the name of my installation, and notice that there's a deployment. So in here, there is a package. It's called 23. This file needs to be distributed over to all the nodes. I created some PowerShell that does this. Let's go ahead and take a look. So ultimately, the steps are very, very straightforward. We need to be able to have a list of machines. Then we need to determine what's the source. I have a rehearsal here for 24, but in this particular case, it would probably be something like this. Deployments. And in here, we're going to have with the date. There's that 23 here. And I want to deploy the file that lives in there, which is that. I'm just going to copy it as path so that my life becomes super easy. And just paste it. So now I have the file that I want to distribute over. I want to distribute it to my tools folder. And this is just going to iterate and copy the file over all over the place. So let me just go ahead and probably force this too. Let's have it run. And my expectation is that all the files are going to be copied over to each system. Obviously, they need to be unzipped when you get it there. And once we have it, I'm going to come back and explain to you what we have on each node. All right, so let me show you what has been accomplished here. I'm going to go to my web 1, which is complete. This file was copied over, 23. Notice the timestamp. It corresponds to the time that I have in my environment, right? Um, and at this point, the most logical step is to extract it. So I'm going to extract it to the same place. This has to happen in all of the machines. I am showing you manually because it's easier to understand things when you do it manually. But like I repeat, everything can be automated. In the next video, we're going to activate our first web, relay, and background nodes, and we're going to go from there.